Okay, so today I'm going to show you guys the process of how I make my videos. And a lot of people have asked me to put out more of a certain series or do a whole bunch of one series or whatever else, or they leave comments about something changing, etc. And this should answer a lot of those questions, why I can and cannot do certain things in regards to all that stuff. So before anything else, I have to tell you guys how I'm actually doing this is I record anywhere from 8 to even upwards as much as 12 hours a day for a week straight. And then I don't record any new commentary for like the next month to 2 months. So, why do I do this? One is because I have a lot of other stuff going on, like music videos for clients and stuff like that. Up until recently, I had a job doing electrician work, which I guess very recently got laid off of, and so now I'm trying to find a new job, which is taking up a lot of time to do that. And then, of course, I want to actually, go and eat and use the bathroom and, be alive and stuff like that, so that takes up time too. And so the other reason why too is I get kind of on a roll when I start doing commentary, and as you can tell, like in videos like dezmondac and stuff like that, the longer I play it, the more I rage and such, and so that's the other reason why I intentionally do that. Is because I actually don't have a short temper at all. It takes a lot to get me even remotely irritated or pissed off, and so I know that for me to actually get like that in videos, I have to play for a really long time for me to even have even remotely like butthurt anger towards it. But anyways, the thing is when I'm recording video and stuff like that, if it's a new series, I'll only do about 15-20 minutes of it at most, and then put it up and kind of test the waters to see what you all think about it, to see like, hey, do you like this series, do you want to see more of it, etc. And then people will be like yes or no or whatever else. And when I do this about, recording the video and stuff like that for only 15 or 20 minutes, not only do I do this for the comments to see what people think of it, but I also do it in case there's anything about the video that you guys would want me to change. Like, for instance, in some of my first Minecraft and Amnesia videos, I actually did not have the lighting on it good enough, and so when I put it up, a lot of people said, I can't see anything, it's too dark, etc. You gotta raise the gamma on it and all that stuff. So, in doing that, I didn't have the next 40 parts of the series or whatever, in like really bad lighting. I got to fix it for all the future parts of the series. And so it's kind of a twofold thing there that, your comments tell me, one, if you like the series, and two, anything I may need to fix on it, like graphically or audio-wise or etc. Now, in some series, I won't do this, but it's really rare. Like Sonic CD, I didn't even put up like a demo of it first. I just did the whole game from beginning to end without putting up a single part of it first to kind of test the waters, because I was going to do a commentary on that game from beginning to end no matter what, because that game is amazing. But in most cases, the vast majority of them, I will only put up or I will only shoot and then put up one or two parts of a series, and then I will do the rest later. But once I've confirmed that you guys really like a series, then I will shoot anywhere from an hour to as much as 5 or 6 hours of it straight in one setting, and so forth. And so that is, again, for the reasons of getting pissed off or rage or whatever else. But that's why a lot of times people will sometimes ask me, like, why can't you put up more of a certain series or something like that? Why don't you put up, like a lot of people are saying, where's the next episode of Crash Bandicoot as of recent? And that's the other thing about shooting videos the way I do, is that when I shoot them in those big chunks like that, then remember, I don't do any more new commentary for like a month to 2 months. So that Crash Bandicoot episode that you're seeing now, I probably shot like a month and a half ago. And so when people are like, why did you suddenly stop putting them up? It's because I haven't shot any more of it yet. And so once I run out of all the videos I have now, and as of current, by the way, I have, at the time of posting this video, or at the time of making this video, I have another 80 commentary videos to put up. The vast majority of them I shot back in February or January. So, yeah. Once I run out of all those videos, then I do another big-ass batch of videos. And in that time period of those month to 2 months when I'm putting up all the videos I've just shot before, then I can kind of gauge the reaction like, man, people really want more Crash Bandicoot. People really want more, Roller Coaster Tycoon, etc. I'm going to put in like 6 hours of recording that next time I play it and stuff like that. And then, conversely, well, people didn't really like, the Final Fight series. People didn't really like this series, etc., so I'm probably either going to not even continue that, or if I do, I'm only going to do another few parts of it to kind of test the waters, or put up a few parts of it for the people who did really like it, because I don't want to leave them out either. So that's why I do stuff in big chunks like that, is for all the aforementioned reasons. But if I were to go down a step of stuff I do for it, is I record it all in the big chunks and stuff like that, then I bring it into something like Premiere, and I chop up the video in 10-minute segments on average. Now, some videos are really short, like the Pulirula series was one of my shortest series ever in terms of video length per video, and that's because I like to try and section off my videos in a way that I try and section them off cleanly. And by that I mean, let's say when I did Final Fight, right? When I did Final Fight, I tried to section it off by level, so that video 1 was level 1, video 2 was level 2, video 3 was level 3, etc. If it's something that doesn't have levels, like Roller Coaster Tycoon, I try to section it off by landmarks. Like, video 1 is setting up, video 2 is my first roller coaster, video 3 is doing all the mechanics and all the employees and cleaning up the paths, video 4 is another roller coaster, etc. And so sometimes videos will be really short lengths in a series, and sometimes videos will be exceedingly long in a series because of that. Like the first part of Sonic CD was 15 minutes long. And so when I'm doing it that way, it disappoints some people because they either like videos to be really long or really short or whatever else. But that's just how I do it, is because I feel that makes it easier for people to go back through a series and find specific parts that they may have wanted to either show other people or rewatch themselves or whatever else. Because in that way they can be like, oh, I remember he built the roller coaster early on in the series, so I'll bet you anything if I start up part 4 and he's just started to build a roller coaster, well, obviously that's it, etc. And it also makes it easier for me to go back through and catalog stuff and figure out where certain parts were and all the other stuff. So that's why I do that in certain parts and everything, and why series sometimes have really wildly varying lengths. But I try to section it at least about 5 to 7 minutes of video, and somewhere like in the 5 to 10 minute range. I try to section it somewhere in there on average. Sometimes I go a little bit over, sometimes I go a little bit under. I'm not perfect. The other thing I'll also section off videos on is if there's a rant. And then generally a rant or a story will take precedence above everything else. And so some parts will be ended in the middle of building or doing something, or the middle of a level, and then started in the middle of a level or doing something or whatever else, because I want to have that rant start and end when it starts and ends. Again, for, compactness and easy accessibility for people to find it and then set it up. But once I have it cut into segments, then I have to render each one out, and then I have to compress it either as a .wmv file, which I only do really if the game's going to be like a huge video or something like that. Like the League of Legends videos, I've almost done all in WMV because the file size would be absolutely massive if I didn't. It's still massive even in WMV, but regardless. And then if not something that's like 20 plus minutes, I usually do it in .mov as QuickTime, and so that's why I do that. And for those of you wondering what I record my games with, I record them with Fraps usually, and if I can't use Fraps because it won't let me for whatever reason, like Roller Coaster Tycoon doesn't, then I use XSplit to capture the game window, and I record that with Fraps. And a lot of people have told me about using DX Story, but I'm kind of on the fence about that, because from what I've heard, DX Story puts out the videos in one long video and it compresses it, and I can't edit compressed video because compressed video does not agree with Adobe products. And even more so, one really long video with the way I record my commentary for like 3 and 4 hours at a time would be an absolutely just gargantuan file size, and if I tried to load that up like in After Effects, my computer would just explode. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be good. Even more so if it was that long and it was uncompressed. Holy crap, that thing would be like just stupidly high, like file size kind of thing. And again, like when I record stuff in Fraps, of course all the files put together are a huge file size, but if you load them up individually and stuff like that, like only 3 or 4 parts at a time, then it's not such a huge weight on the computer in the editing program. So hopefully that clarifies a few things for you all when it comes to, why I record stuff in long chunks and stuff like that, and that I do it in long chunks like that. And also to clarify too, for those of you wondering this, I know a lot of you already know this, but some of you new viewers may not. I do all of my commentary live. In other words, I do it as I'm playing the game. I don't script what I say. I don't practice it beforehand. I don't do anything like that. I put the game on and I commentate what goes through my head. That's pretty much it. In fact, this is why I generally don't like to play a game before I commentate it. Obviously, I can't really say that about like Happy Wheels and LSD and stuff like that, games I've done like a billion videos on. But if it's a new game I've never played, I generally try to not look up anything about the game, so that I'm completely surprised about it, and so my commentary is completely like out of the blue, you know, all shock and surprise and everything else. Now, obviously, like, you know, stuff like this, I have like cliff notes on and stuff like that to remind me, you know, of like the topics I want to cover. I usually have that on vlog videos that I have like cliff notes or whatever else, with the exception of the driving while I'm talking about old time stories. I don't generally have any kind of cliff notes for those, but stuff like this I do. But the actual video game commentary videos, damn, I'm burping a lot. I don't have. Jesus. I don't have scripting or anything else like that for that. I just do it right off the top of my head. So, and that includes all the songs too. All the songs are completely off the top of my head. No rehearsal, no practicing, no anything. They're completely off the top of my head. So, yeah, for anybody that was wondering that. So anyways, that is the video. Badidio, badoo-da-daddy. Yeah.